Okay, let's bring in Lily Lauben joining the show on Gaming Morning Show. Lily, thanks for being here and talking to us about this game, Resilience. And it's a neat game because this is a social game talking about the world of refugees. Before we get into the specifics, just describe the process in terms of, a group of student designers. What's the process of getting this game from concept to reality?
Yeah, hi all. It's so great to be here. Thank you all for this wonderful opportunity. Yeah, so I'm here representing really I'm a very small fraction of my very large team. We were 18 students and 3 faculty advisors. So, uh I am one 21st of the team here. And I had the honor of being the producer. And that was a wonderful process. So basically, this was our capstone project. This was our senior showcase project, and it was the capstone project for every single one of the computer science students who were part of our team, every single one of the artists that were part of our team, and these wonderful faculty advisors. They knew how important like this capstone process is to our degree. Um, and we really wanted to make a statement with our capstone project. So most of the time, most people in our major make just really fun games, and there's no knocking that. Like, there were some great like platformers and shooters and strategy games that came out of our year. But we really wanted to do something in addition to the layer of fun and make some commentary about one of the relevant social issues. And so we started this process back in April of 2018, I guess that was. Oh my goodness, that sounds really long ago now. Um, no, April of 2019, one full year ago,
It
and then
still feels
some.
like a long time, for,
My
for
goodness,
sure.
yes. I think I added a year because COVID just feels like it's been that long. But yeah, so that started. We were juniors. We met up and we began forming a team. And like conversation started very early on about like how, oh well, what do we want to do with this game? We know we want to make a cool game. We really know it's going to be like this portfolio piece for all of us. But what do we want to in it? And so as a team, we all tossed around ideas, and the idea for a game about a refugee camp was mine originally. And when I took it to the team, I was like, "Hey, do you guys want to do a game set in like Syria?" And the team was like, "No." So they came back to me and we sort of back and forth about like we changed the setting, we changed the characters, we made it something that the whole team could get excited about and feel strongly about, which is how we ended up with this wonderful like sci-fi, retro futuristic aesthetic. And the whole team really made it their own, even though the initial idea, I was like, "Hey guys, I've got this cool idea for a serious game." It was really a thing crafted lovingly by the entire 21-person team.
So the annual Games for Change Awards celebrate the year's best social impact and learning games. Your guys' game won Best Student Game. What did that mean to you and your team?
It was absolutely wonderful. I mean, so I actually have looked up to Games for Change for actual years. I found out about them first when I was a freshman, applying to my major program because I wanted to major in serious games, and I did that through Drexel's custom design major program. And in my application, I wrote This War of Mine, which was a Games for Change award winner back in probably like 2011 or something, in my application. And it was a huge inspiration for me. And I loved just going on their website and looking at all their games. So to actually have a game of mine on their website, it still gives me chills. I'm like in disbelief still. It's been 6 months and I'm still like, oh, that's so cool.
The ultimate full circle for you.
It really was. I'm like so incredibly honored, and they were so nice. The people at Games for Change, they helped us through our application project process. They answered all of our questions. They're really wonderful. They're a wonderful organization, and I'm so glad that they're here, like forming this strong like contingency for serious games. They're awesome.
We're talking to Lily Lauben, who was part of, as you mentioned, a big team of students who made this game called Resilience, which kind of gives a glimpse into the real world life of refugees and what it's like to manage a refugee camp. And I don't know anything about game development. That's one of my favorite parts about doing the show is I'm kind of going into this world to scratch my curiosity about something I don't know a ton about. And so I just imagine game development is normally pretty much a big adventure. But especially when you're doing something like this of a serious nature, I'm curious, what are some of the unique aspects of developing a game like this as a student team?
So there's a lot to unpack there. So just making any game as a student team, you've got, your CCI team, you've got your art team. We had 6 programmers and 9 artists, 3 musicians. So you've got all these people with all of their, expertise in different places, and you've got to communicate like a vision across all of them. And so you've got to make sure the music and the sound effects and the art and the code all fit together on a timeline that'll make the game by your deadlines. And that's really stressful when you're in university and everybody's got their lives going on. But add a serious game to the mix, and suddenly not only does all of the art and code have to come together, but they have to come together in a way that is respectful, that is accurate, that is like actually sells this narrative that you're trying to put together. And that's just another layer of like, we couldn't have any part of our game, surrounding the refugees fall apart, because we needed to have that portrayal be as respectful, be as, accurate as we could. So there was, in addition, this whole research pipeline we had. All of our art got shown to our political science advisor, who was wonderful. She was an associate professor at Drexel, still is, not past tense. And she gave us a bunch of help. We would come to her with designs, with code, with like, we'd have her play test the game and be like, hey, is anything wrong here? What can we add to this? What's missing? Um, and, that whole extra step, it really, it was awesome to do. It was like, I'm incredibly happy that we pulled it off, but it was difficult.
All right. Well,
Um,
we're looking forward to hearing more from your team and seeing what's ahead. When you look at the landscape for you, you're graduated, right, from Drexel
Yes.
now? So what's
Yep.
next for you?
So I actually had the huge honor of going on to work at a local developer here in Philadelphia, who does web designs and game designs for museums and cultural institutions. So I was able to carry that sort of serious like component that you know community oriented, the learning oriented, into my next chapter of my life, and I'm super excited about it. Their name is Night Kitchen Interactive, and they were releasing a website tomorrow. It's got a huge launch about Filipino veterans here in America and the history of World War II. So that's super cool, and I'm really honored to be a part of that team. But as far as resilience, and as far as other serious game projects, I know my team have definitely learned a new respect for serious games, and I know all of them are probably pursuing personal projects. In addition to, we're trying to get together one last push to do a Steam release with a few more features, a little bit, a few like Steam achievements. It's that final level of polish. So, hoping to do that. Look forward to that in the coming months. But until then, you can get the game for free on itch.
And we have posted a link to the trailer. We'll post a link to get information about Resilience. It's from Sungrazer Studio. Thanks so much, Lily Lauben, for joining us, and good luck in your future. Stay in touch, please, as you're working on projects. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, thank you so much. This has been awesome, and you guys are doing an awesome job.
That's very kind of you to say. Thanks so much. Lily, have a great rest of your Thursday.
Thank you,
You
Lee.
too.